Hi guys, it's Meredith, Schuyler's mom. I hope everybody's having an absolutely amazing day today. A couple of things I wanted to personally reach out to each and every one of you just to tell you how incredible and how much we appreciate the monthly contributions, the donations that you've been sending our way. It's just massive. I can't possibly express enough how much we appreciate it and how it genuinely helps us during our journey here. So I wanted to actually give something back to all of you. If for those of you who are interested, I think you all know by now how critical I believe what I call our inner technology is, the inner game that we each have. And you might have heard me say that scientifically it has been proven that our brains, our minds, our subconscious basically have programmed themselves by the time we're age 7. So what that means is if we don't actually deliberately work with our minds, that the way that we compartmentalize everything, the way that we process things, the decisions that we make are based on a 7-year-old mind, which is just ludicrous. I mean, we all update our phones, we update our cars. No one in a million years would dream of buying their child a phone at age 7 and saying, here, this is going to last you for life. But that's actually what we do with our minds, unless we deliberately work on some processes and some strategies that are going to keep it growing, keep it moving, keep it changing, keep it relevant. So I am actually developing a course, and so I would like to gift it to you guys. But in the meantime, I am going to do a webinar on Thursday, July 20th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which would be 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I will record it so you can watch it later if you can't make it. But I would love to gift this to you guys. And it'll show you some of the techniques that actually I've been sharing with Schuyler since she was a little girl, and which I've discovered through my lifetime. So I'll give you a couple little nuggets just as kind of an idea of what they'll feature. That chirpy little mind frick that we like to call it, our own worst enemy per se. It's not unusual for that mind frick to get in there and chatter, particularly when we are under stressful situations. So try this little trick. If you actually name that part of yourself rather than owning it, because we're not born with that kind of negative mind frick. We absorb that usually from our environment, sometimes from our parents, sometimes just from society at large, sometimes from our teachers, lots of people. So that's not you. The natural you is really supportive and really can do really, really positive. So pick a really silly name. If you're a guy, maybe you want to pick something like Poindexter. If you're a woman, maybe you want to pick something like Myrtle. But pick something that's really silly, really disrespectful. And when that mind starts to chatter over the next few days, stop it and say, Poindexter, great to hear from you. Thanks for sharing, but I'm going to go back and talk to myself. Try that, because if you've noticed, when you listen to friends or when you listen to family or other people, it's pretty easy to kind of pick out some of the flaws in their logic where they're working against themselves. So if you no longer identify that negative voice as part of you, the part that, because we all do like to be right, we like to be correct. If that's no longer you, then it becomes easier and easier and easier to develop a habit of kind of pushing that away. And then the second little nugget is when your mind starts to chatter, it's really, really hard to take a strategy of saying, stop thinking about that. What you have to do instead is you have to train your brain to think of something else. So you have to replace it, right? So a fabulous thing to do, let's say you're on the way to a meeting or to pitch a client or something that you're feeling typically perhaps stressed about. Insert instead, once again, try the Poindexter thing and get it away, but then replace it with, wouldn't it be amazing if? And fill in as many of those as you can and start going on a roll. Wouldn't it be amazing if this turned out to be the best day of my life? Wouldn't it be amazing if this ended up being one of the best clients that I ever have, one of the biggest clients? Wouldn't it be amazing if 5 years from now I'm here, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So start your little rampage of amazingness, and you'll see that it will immediately start to impact you and start to create a great effect. So those are 2 little nuggets. Just wanted to, again, to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It just it touches us so unbelievably, and we just love you all so much for thinking of us and for keeping Schuyler so present in your heart. So I hope that you will join me. I'm attaching this with an email, so if you'll email me back and let me know, then I can send you the link. It'll be on a Zoom, a Zoom little shared video seminar. So in the meantime, I love you all. Have a great couple of weeks, and I hope that you'll join us on 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, much love. Mwah, 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 mwah.